Hel Hello, anyone who happens to have accidentally stumbled upon this completely inane part of the internet. This is my first stream. I'm going to be playing the Deponias, partially of the complete journey. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just going to stumble through, essentially something I've already played, in hopes of finding new commentaries. Shit. What about all the commentaries? Because it's the developer's commentary. See? Yeah, I got the developer's commentary thing. Yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing with my life. This is what my life has come to at this point. It's a pretty good life. New game! Ooh. The all-important question. Classic or mouse wheel? Mouse wheel's much faster and easier in most cases. This is a very expanding story with a lot to offer, and I find it hilarious. Let's start at the beginning.
Huh? What is it now? Wasn't the game supposed to have started already?
Yeah, well, yes. But the junk press broke down, and we
Fuck you,
thought
Wendell.
we'd use the time for a little tutorial.
Who thought that? I don't need no stinking tutorials.
So how are you going to fix the junk press?
Just watch me and learn.
Maybe you want to listen to what I have to say first?
But you don't have anything to say.
Oh, come on. It won't be long. Just point the cursor at me and left-click.
We'll see about that.
Hearty huzzah and welcome. It's that time again, as it seems. We have released another edition of our game, sporting a developer's commentary, and you're one of the proud buyers. And that's why I'm happy to tell some delicate details about our game. And in this case, the game is Deponia.
Can you
The first
imagine?
part of the trilogy, and since you have a developer's commentary version, naturally you also own the other two parts. That was an impressively clever move on your part. and
Oh, you!
Before we get right into the action, we have something special here. A little tutorial. I'm pretty certain you know how to play point-and-click adventures, so in case you don't, here we will show you the ropes in a comedic manner. I hope you have, in fact, fun, and as I didn't properly introduce myself, my name is Pokey, or Jan Müller-Michaelis. But let's stick with Pokey, just Pokey. You'll get to see my face a couple more times during the trilogy, or rather my comic alter ego. Because
really?
during the game I will grab my guitar to summarize the events with a cheerful huzzah on my lips, impersonating this hobo guy in the beginning of each chapter. And of course you can click me in almost every room and I will tell you something about Deponia's production, which lasted several years. Well, not quite as long as I'll keep talking, but almost. So enjoy.
Yes, Pokey. That is the lead director of the Deponia series, and really nice guy overall. Anyway, just to exhaust these things. Rock on. Alright, so, do I have to talk to Wenzel? I know he's kind of my best friend and all. Who is this? I'll check it out later.
This is Wenzel, my sidekick, the eternal number 2.
Ironic that
You were
he's sitting on a
supposed to
toilet.
talk to me, not look at me. If you keep that up, you'll ruin the whole tutorial.
Oh, fine.
Computer, talk to Wenzel.
You don't have to say that explicitly.
Who's talking to you?
Why, you are. You clicked on me.
Smarty pants. Just tell me what's wrong with the junk press. And stop wiggling your feet.
It's pressing only very gently now and doesn't really squish sufficiently.
Hey, every idiot can see that.
Well, why don't you present the tutorial then?
Okay, piece of cake. But first, I'll explain,
How to
how
look at
to
an
look at an object.
I know that.
I see. And how?
I point my cursor at it and right-click when I see the eye icon.
Well, the theory is easy, but how about the actual practice?
Hey, this is your tutorial.
You're a cop-out. But be that as it may, I'll demonstrate. Do you see that little thingy on the floor over there? I will now use the tongue icon.
The eye icon.
Yeah, I will now click on it, thusly having a look at it. So you better watch closely.
Now thinking back, if we did have a tongue icon, a lot of things would have been very differently playing through this the first time.
I thought you wanted to have a look at that thing on the floor.
I can see it. It's lying there.
I mean, look more closely. You just point at it and right-click when the eye icon appears.
You don't tell me how to hand?
What's that?
It's a cathode plunger.
Thanks for the input, Wenzel, but I recognize a hydro clamp duplexer when I see one. Too bad I can only look at it. A duplexer like that could be useful.
You can pick it up. You just have to point your cursor at it so the hand icon appears. If you left-click now, you'll pick it up.
There has to be an easier way.
If you say so.
How did this strange thing end up in my inventory?
I have no idea. Maybe you'll need it for the tutorial.
Tutorial schmutorial.
Yeah. Am I allowed to... Nope. I was hoping I could just pick it up and skip this through, but... Well, I've got it.
Okay,
Now
I've
what?
picked up the duplexer, but what am I supposed to do with it now?
You put it into your inventory. That's where all the items go.
I will
You've picked
make
up
this
that
a lot
object.
faster in the future, but
Now you can
today
open your
I'm just having fun
inventory
with it.
by using your mouse wheel.
Hey, there it is.
Correct. This is your inventory.
Yeah, I knew that.
It's where you can see what you're carrying around. You still know how to do that, don't you?
Yeah.
Look, Wenzel, I'm almost done.
Impressive. And I mean that.
Yeah, you slowly get to know Rufus, as our character is called.
Look,
Now-
Wenzel, I'm almost done.
Impressive.
Okay, well, yeah, get that. And now I get to put it right here in this inconspicuous slot. Oh, the
it
trifles
fits.
of
Now
adventure
you have
games.
to...
Hey, you don't have to spoon feed me. I'll manage the rest.
If you say so.
I mean, seriously. What could
So,
possibly
this is
go
the thing I'm
wrong?
supposed to fix?
You might as well give up now. It'll never work.
Look, I know. This situation might look hopeless for a layman, but as you know, hopeless is my middle name. I'll sail this ship onto the sandbank eventually.
All right.
Well, here goes everything.
Rufus, there's one more thing.
I told you I'd manage without your help. Now, all I have to do is press this button here, and right away...
Squish. Ow.
Oh, how I love tutorials.
Fuck you, Wenzel. And here comes Pokey.
It's kind of pathetic, you get all erratic about dirty dishes congesting the sink. I'm tired of your bothers, remember our fathers that dwelled in a world filled with rubbish and stink. But when all hope was lost, someone raised from the dust. He was handsome and cunning, his haircut had style, courage was shining in his eyes as he said, screw you guys, mind your own business, I'm off now, goodbye.
Huzzah, he's off now, goodbye.
And yes, so we have entered Deponia, a land of rubbish. And we have our hero, Rufus.
Junk. And more junk. A life of order and happiness. Oh, my bad. That was junk too.
Oh,
Well, that does it. I need to leave this dump. Fortunately, this time my plan is foolproof. This time everything will work out. Where did I put my list? Heck, I really have to get away from this junkyard.
well, as we have, a man with a plan. You see? He's going to get his list, he's going to put it all in his suitcase, and then he's off to Elysium. Alright, so, let's see here. If I click on the telescope, it's just going to repeat.
Blech.
Ugh.
Nah, like always, there's only junk on TV.
Bum.
Okay, and here we are in the first room, right in the beginning of the game. Here we will, of course, meet Rufus. Well, then again, I'd like you to play that part yourself and won't spoil too much. The beginning of Deponia is rather classic. That means a lot of the information about Rufus comes from trying things yourself through interaction. And there's a lot of that. Not an easy feat, I might add. By now, in the late installments, the introduction is much smoother for your convenience. But this one's more like Edna and Harvey, where you are supposed to puzzle and guess your way through the intro. And since you already clicked the developer's commentary, I'm glad to tell you that we actually convinced Rufus to come over to our studio.
Special
Hello,
guest
Rufus.
appearances.
Hey, Pokey, great to be here.
Yeah, this screen must really be a trip down nostalgia lane for you. But as I said, let the players figure out where they ended up and what to do. So I'll ask you something completely different. You were voiced by Carrie Shale for this game. Do you think that he's a good choice for this very, very, very important task?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you'd ask. Well, first things first, I've known Kerry for quite some time. We're kind of friends. And I think he's okay with me saying this. In fact, you know, personally, I'm very fond of him. We've been through a lot. You know,
Yeah.
we got to know each other when I returned from Algeria. I had some bad luck there. I don't want to go into it. And then we both rode that train in Switzerland. And again, don't want to go into that. But is he the right choice for the role? Yeah, he's great. I don't want to comment any further.
With a great role comes great
drama.
responsibility, right? And great is just the right word for the challenge to interpret your work of a lifetime as a voice actor, isn't it?
Well, you know, Chaplin always dreamed about making a Napoleon film. Eventually he didn't, but as you can't actually represent Napoleon, only replace him. And this situation is quite similar.
Yes. Something to say of a Napoleon complex. Okay, so, well...
It really is time I got out of here.
quit
Here's
your
my list.
stalling. All right.
Let's see. Seems like I've packed almost everything I need. All I need now are some provisions. A toothbrush, a pair of socks, and a bolt cutter. A bolt cutter? What the... Well, guess I must have had a reason to put it on the list.
Odd. Well. Alrighty then. I guess I'll just kind of scan the room for what's needed.
This could be useful.
What can't be solved with fire? Woo!
The
Especially
oil
with
is
an oil
rancid. But I could use it for hair wax. The best thing about it is the can.
can. Very nice. Alright. Well,
Oh, my father left me. Besides alone was this stupid wooden trunk. Then he left Deponia without me. My father left me a trunk before he left me. I don't want to open it. I don't want to be disappointed yet again.
fair. La 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 la.
Ah, the first aid kit. It saved my life several times, but since the time I tried to build a shrapnel-propelled jet, there's no Band-Aid left. The only thing in there now is Tony's tranquilizer. Locked. Tony must have the key.
Tony. His, less than desirable roommate? Could say
Another
it's-
note from Tony. What's she complaining about now? Will you please clean the bathroom for once? Yeah, right. In her dreams.
Let's see here. Well, time to grab the toothbrush.
Whoa! What the toothbrush bailed out on me. Guess I should have kept it in a more germ-free environment.
This raises a number of questions. But more importantly, plunger.
This could be useful.
Alright. Just scanning the... Well, there's the bolt cutters, of course.
I usually leave that stuff for Tony. I've only used it once. But all my clothes got discolored, and the shed burned down.
Yeah, let's put a feather in that cap. Let's just stick a pin in that note. I love Rufus. He is a joy in just everything he does.
This is Tony's room, the lion's den, or more aptly, the dragon's lair.
Now, there's no real reason to go into Tony's room, but I want to go into Tony's room.
Ah!
Oh. Whoa.
Whoa, what's that? A guillotine so I won't enter her room? Whoa, that girl has issues. I honestly wonder why we were ever together at all.
Most people would say that it's because he had nowhere to go, and she has a soft spot for
Stay out of
Disenchanted.
my room. You have no business in there anymore. Who does Tony think she is? I've got better things to do than rummage through her drawers.
Giggity. Alright. You're in a dark corner. I wonder, can I get you out with a plunger?
Nope. The corner once was a good hiding place, but that's the first place Tony'll look.
Oh, alright.
Come on, brushy, brushy, brushy. Come to Papa. Oh, crap. I need a better plan to catch it.
Alright, well, let's look about. In the sink.
I don't see why I, of all people, should do the dishes. I mean, Tony has much more experience with it.
I mean, a valid argument. Aha, but I'm taking the dish anyway. Another malicious memo.
Do the dishes already. They won't do themselves. Oh, yeah? Well, I'll take that chance.
He is a risk taker. The bitching posted.
You scoffed all the food yet again, and I keep finding your crap in the fridge. What the hell's wrong with you? Huh? I don't understand the question.
Aha!
How did this end up here?
Well, I have one sock.
These coats are incredible. Unbelievable how much stuff you can cram into the pockets.
Yeah, no, I mean, got a point there. Alright. Well, let's see if there's
I'll have a
anything
quick
else.
look. See if I can find something useful in the pockets. Hey, there really was something in there. A sock. Cool.
Nice! Oh.
At least I already got one sock, but I need a pair. I don't want to show up in Elysium dressed like an idiot.
I mean...
At least I
fair
already
point.
got one, but I need a... I don't want to...
Fair point. Alright, so... Let's see here. Well, let's check out the nagging note.
You're not supposed to eat on the sofa. I keep finding leftovers in it. Huh? Well, isn't that a good thing?
I mean, right? Huh. There's a closet here.
Yes. Huh. Not a chance. The handle is missing, and I can't get my fingers into the cracks.
I wonder if there's a way I can open it without using my fingers. Essentially.
The mouse skedaddled long ago, which doesn't mean that its plan was better than mine.
No, Rufus, you totally have this on point.
Ouch! The mouse skedaddled, which doesn't mean that it...
Alright, well. Let's see if the mousetrap can fix this toothbrush.
Nah, I don't think this will work without the right bait.
You know what? Fair point. Huh. You know, I have a real
I guess I
pile
could
of
smudge
notes.
the note this way. But why should I? I'm not reading the notes anyway.
Huh.
The oil is rancid. The best thing about it is the can.
Huh. Well, maybe I can use these notes as, dish rags.
I guess I could smudge the... But why should... I'm not...
Oh well.
In
Into the
you
oven.
go.
Alright, let's see here. Very nice. Now, I need to clean
This detergent is supposed to get rid of oil stains. Who needs that?
Ah, Deponia, the land of trash. And trash people. Which can take on a multitude of, entendres.
Seems there are still some wasabi peas in there. But without something to put them into, I'm not collecting them.
Yeah. Well. Ah. Yeah, that would do it. Oh, another thing is clean water, just like in Waterworld, is a very valuable commodity. Ah, very nice, very nice. You know what? We can actually do something useful. Be a little bit nicer to Tony. Maybe then she'll quit being such a colossal bitch. Let's see here. I'm suppose... Is this how I'm supposed to do it? I can't remember.
I think I can find a better place. The fresh water supply, for instance.
Ah, yeah. If you haven't guessed it just yet, Rufus is a dick. However... Oh, wait a minute. If I recall correctly... Let's see here.
What's
Aha.
this? A sock? That explains why I've had such cheesy dreams.
Well, not nearly as cheesy as that pun. On another note, ew! Alright, so now I can use the sock to shoot
I may not be an expert,
buckalocks.
but I'm sure I need a hot wash. I may not be an expert.
I probably should have combined some of those socks, and it might have been... Let's see here. And then I can't put my hand in there, so let's try if the fork will get this out.
Whoa, look at that! The sock changed color. Who would have thought it? But where's the other one? Clear case of subtractive color mixing.
Haha, we have a pair of socks. Beautiful. Yeah, there was a third sock, and
It already has plenty.
let's see here.
I think I can find a better... the fresh...
So, use it with the sink?
Let's get rid of this thing.
Alright, well, if you say so.
Seems there are still some wasabi peas in there.
Ah,
I guess these will make good provisions for the journey.
wasabi. Let's use a little bit of it with the mousetrap.
Now the little bugger's in for a surprise.
Ah, good times. So, let us try the trap with the bait to finally get that pesky living toothbrush. I don't
Come on,
understand
brushy,
adventure
brushy,
games.
brushy. Come to Papa. Ha! Gotcha!
Hopefully I didn't
Ha!
kill
Gotcha!
the
I'll make you
toothbrush.
suffer the next time I brush my teeth.
And so, we have everything we need. I think. Am I
Bolt
forgetting
cutter,
anything?
for whatever reason. Check.
Pair of socks.
Socks.
Check.
Check.
The toothbrush. The toothbrush. There we go.
Toothbrush. Check.
And thusly, provisions.
Provisions. Check. Ha! Seems like I've packed everything. Oh, I can't close it anymore. Oh, seems like I've got to unpack something. But what?
Well, if the journey shouldn't be that long, depending on, his plan.
It doesn't take that much space.
But that doesn't take much space. I mean, when are you gonna need clean socks on Deponia? They'll just get dirty again.
It doesn't take that much space.
Damn it. I see where this is going, and I still don't like it.
It doesn't take that much space.
But come on, you don't even brush your teeth! I guess you do. You still have plenty of pearly whites. Ah, Rufus, why? Why you do this to me, buddy?
I'll never be able to close the suitcase with a monster like that in there. I mean, I won't need a bolt cutter where I'm going. I wonder why it was on the list in the first. Packed and ready to go.
All right.
I think I just strained something.
Hey, Rufus, you should save your energy for the unavoidable drop into the abyss.
Yeah, thanks, Wenzel. You can save your sarcasm for someone less well-prepared than me. This time, I took everything into account. It'll be a stroll in the park.
Ah, that's what you said last time. It took us days to remove the cactus spikes from your butt, remember?
That's all toxic runoff under the bridge. This time, everything will work out. And when finally an Elysian orbit pixie massages my back, I'll ask her to pause for a minute so I can laugh about you.
Whatever. But say, can I have your stuff when you're gone?
Yeah, sure, help yourself. As if anything on this dump is valuable. It's time for me to leave all this behind.
Great. I hope you remembered to calibrate the harpoon.
I'll do that later, after I've stored everything in the pod.
Well, then hurry up. Well, you know that the Organon are always on time.
Ah, the Organon.
So, after we've puzzled through the first hurdles of packing the suitcase, we can now play Rufus' first escape attempt towards Elysium, leaving behind this heap forever. Yeah, well, the weather forecast sent us over in that one. We were told there would be rain in this scene, and as a matter of fact, I always planned this scene to take place in the rain. I actually also found an old character design of Tony standing in a puddle on the screen, wearing a heavy raincoat. The smoke she always has in the corner of her mouth is just as soaked as she is, all dripping and bent. And by the way, Tony's character is roughly inspired by Doris Day.
Oh, Doris Day. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Say what you will about Tony. She put up with him for a long, long time.
My trusty wrench. I wonder why this wasn't on the list. Well, never mind. Trusty Wenzel. I wonder how he's gonna cope without me. I should send him a postcard. Hey, Wenzel, still stuck in no man's land? It's your own fault, dunce. Yeah, something along those lines.
Anything left to say to Wenzel? Apparently not. Well, door of pod.
And a sensor, my masterpiece. I've been working on this for so long. It must have been since Monday.
Foolproof. Yeah.
I might be able to do without this. No problem. Oh, crap. It's screwed tight.
Yeah, well, I guess it'll... Wrench! Ah! Yep, there we go. See, all you have to do is go ape on the technology. Now. Oh. And the storage space. Oh.
I gotta make room for my luggage somehow.
Well.
There. And now?
Now, just to be sure, he's got his plan, and he's writing it all down. So you know he's a true scientist. Alright, getting this, getting that. Need to figure out where to put the battery. And then we journey off back to Spain and live like kings. I mean Elysium.
There. Now we're...
Into the storage
There
space.
we go.
And since I removed the seat, I should be able to put the battery there.
But how's it gonna be attached? And more importantly, where shall I sit?
What if I attach the seat to the
This isn't much use now, I guess.
Now, just to think about this for a minute. How was I supposed to do that again? Anything to say, Wenzel?
Hey, Wenzel.
What's up?
Any signs of the Organon yet?
No, but they'll be here. The Organon are always on time. It's no accident that we set the town hall clock by them.
Yeah, Organon. The, military organization that kind of controls everything.
What else do you know about the Organon?
Just as little as you.
So that's really nothing.
Exactly. Their motives are as unclear as our water. Good thing they leave us alone.
Yeah, good thing.
Do you also think there are boundless riches in Elysium?
Don't know. I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah, but I will have so much more. Aw, poor Wenzel.
Aw, poor Wenzel, happy with his status quo. Not hurting anybody, being a helpful member in his society. Poor Wenzel.
And do you also think that no one has to work in Elysium?
Just a moment. You're not even working now.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm meant to be up there. And don't you think the Elysian women are the most beautiful of all?
I've never really understood why Tony and you aren't together anymore.
Yeah, well, that's why you'll be rotting in this forsaken hole forever. I deserve better than having to listen to lectures about my laziness and my unreliability all the time. About the plan.
Are there any problems?
Problems? No. The plan is perfect. But where shall I put the battery?
Couldn't you have thought of building a compartment or something before?
I had other things on my mind, okay?
You slept through the whole afternoon while I assembled the telescope.
Well, I have to feel rested when I get to Elysium.
Of course you have. Anything else?
Now, what happens when I've got the pod ready?
We wait for the Organon cruiser. As soon as it's here, you light the fuse and jump into the cockpit. You have calibrated the harpoon, right?
Not yet, but there'll be plenty of time for that.
If you say so.
All right. Pack, calibrate, light fuse, and I'll launch myself into the upper spheres.
Well, at least there's a chance that the magnet will hit the cruiser. But
Police
No
Academy
buts.
guy would
This
be
time,
so
everything
proud.
will work. I'll show you. I'll show everybody.
it will be a spectacle, no doubt. Any
I'm
other
not crazy.
problems?
You guys are crazy. I'm the only one who's not crazy.
Now, what happens when I've got the pod ready?
We wait for as soon as you have
Right,
calibrated.
Not yet.
Uh,
All right.
well,
No buts. This time, everything will work. I'll show you. I'll show.
it will be a Any other problem?
Let's see here. This time.
This time, it'll work out. I just know it.
Sure, Rufus, of course.
No
the
problems.
schemer.
Why?
Of course not. Of course. How could I ever think such a thing?
All right.
I'll go back to work then.
You better do that. You haven't got much time left.
Oh, well, let's see here. So, what's this? Oh,
This will be the most spectacular departure ever. This isn't much use.
what happens if I use the wrench on the battery?
There's nothing that needs to be. There's nothing that needs to be.
Maybe there was a way I could. Can I combine?
This isn't much use now. This would make a Nah, who needs fabulous all-round tools anyway? That's for amateurs.
Flaming wrench. Well,
This isn't much use now.
I seem to remember turning the battery into a chair. That way, it would allow for...
But how's it going to be attached? And more importantly... Yeah, there are loose nuts, but that's okay.
Sure, buddy. Sure. Let's see here. Storage space.
There's nothing that needs to...
Was I supposed to close
But how's
it
it going to
first?
be... And more...
Perhaps there is more that I must look over. That's right. This is Tony's backyard, however. Let's go check out the front yard. Ah, good times.
And here we are in the front of Tony's home. I can comment a bit on the visuals. This is in fact the first screen created for Deponia at all. I even made the first version myself, and thus the very first asset for the game. Yeah, my first version of the screen, Etna style though. Back then, to the left was a pretty huge tire heap under the plateau with a tunnel leading to the town center. No, wait. Actually, the heap was on the right, and left was a pile of
Make
old
up your
ET
minds, trash
cartridges.
man.
At the time, I read somewhere of the story that the Atari developers who created the ET console game dumped all remaining copies in the desert somewhere, as the game did exceptionally poor. This story was so hilarious that I had to give it a friendly nod into the screen, while I was still thinking maybe I will do the screens myself again. That never happened, and I'm actually quite happy about this. Since we recruited Michael Benrath. No. I already worked with him together on a licensed game called 1.5 Nights, basically the second Dedelic game.
Maybe third, after Whispered World?
Or was it the third?
Oh yeah,
after
no,
Whispered
just
World?
going on.
There he also did the background, and I was convinced that he's exactly the right person for drawing the cartoony backgrounds for a world
Sometimes
like
when he gets a
Deponia.
little
And
wordy.
indeed, we were lucky to have him on board, and that he brought along enough time and motivation to work with us for several years. In fact, Micha was the first and only one on the team sitting in one room with me for roughly 1 year when I fleshed out the complete concept for Deponia.
Ah, nice.
So it was supposed to be one single game, the complete journey, so to speak, until we realized that the whole thing was way too huge for only one game, and we eventually had to split it into 3 parts. Another remarkable thing about this screen is that I noticed how alarmingly committed our animators are. We were on a rather strict timetable in regards of animation, despite our long to-do list to release live into Deponia. And it was here that an animator worked on a mailbox, and she was just supposed to give it a quick animation. It even was listed as a nice to have, as it was just a standard youth wrench with mailbox situation. We usually solve things like that with standard animations, at least in older titles. But for some reasons it ended up on her list, so she made this very elaborate animation where Rufus sent that mailbox flying and caught it in his coat. All I thought was, wow, I want stuff like this for the whole game. And that's where the true insanity of Deponia started. Awesome. From a scripter's point of view, this room is really interesting as well as a perspective of this bridge. It's quite a challenge for a 2D adventure engine. You see, Rufus moves forward while walking down the bridge and still moves forward when he walks up that bridge again. That means moving the character along the y-axis has him walk to the front until he hits the middle, and then he moves to the back or the north of the screen. And that's something Visionaire, our engine, is not designed to do. That made this a very, very difficult screen scripting wise. We tried a lot, actually
Insider
did a
look
redraw
into the
of
gaming
screen and polished
industry.
it as much as possible. Very interesting screen, right at the beginning. Wow, what an introduction.
Squeaky!
Ouch!
Oh,
Hot!
you could say that chili pepper is red hot. Ba-dum-bum.
Tony always had weird tastes concerning flowers.
Ah, well, it's just a mutated wasteland. Oh, hey.
He's blocking the way to the village center. Oh, it doesn't matter, though. I'm going the other direction anyway.
Well, might as well say hi.
Hello, Hannock.
Hey, well,
Rufus.
I'm really terrible with names.
Like, really terrible.
Is the tunnel closed again?
Yes, we had another collapse in Sector 7.
Another junk slide? All this trash is really driving me nuts. I'm glad I'll be gone for good soon.
Are you?
You bet.
Well, I only know you won't be leaving through this tunnel.
Did you see Tony anywhere?
Tony?
Big, angry, breathes fire. My former girlfriend.
Tony! Well, I guess she's down in her store, working, like everybody else, except you.
Heh, he has a reputation.
I'll finally leave this junk heap of a planet.
Oh yeah, another one of your brilliant plans?
This time, it's absolutely foolproof.
Yeah, that's right. You being a fool and all. But I reckon you running around here has got nothing to do with any other problems.
No, it hasn't.
Well, good for you.
He's also known as a bit of a troublemaker, but... Oh.
Okay, the plan itself is foolproof, but...
Here we go.
I just need to prepare the capsule for the launch, adjust the harpoon, light the fuse, and then it's showtime!
Uh-huh. Then what?
The escape pod is connected to that very powerful electromagnet via a long chain. Once the magnet is attached to the Organon cruiser, I can reel in the chain with a pedal-operated winch system and pull myself and the pod up.
I see. And then?
Then, the cruiser will bring me directly to Elysium.
Well, I really don't see how this plan of yours could go wrong.
I removed the seat, but where do I put the battery now? And where do I sit?
Well, seems like you need a kind of seat with a battery compartment.
A seat with a battery compartment? I've never seen anything like it.
Well, I have. I had one just like that. It was pretty comfortable. Until I accidentally found the switch.
Ooh, ow. No, that's just painful. Anyway.
Don't worry, I'll make it.
Sure.
Yep.
I'll write you a postcard from Elysium.
You go ahead and do that.
Meanwhile, we found a mailbox. Woohoo! Well, interesting. One more squeaky. Woohoo! And now, nothing can stop my diabolical plan. Except needing to squeaky one more time.
Saddle-shaped, and with a compartment where the battery could fit exactly. I might have found my replacement seat. Ha! There you go.
And thusly into the mailbox with ye.
Ha! There you go. There. The capsule is ready. Now, all I have to do is calibrate the harpoon.
Huzzah! And then it's off to Spain to live like kings. Elysium. I promise I won't make that joke too
There.
often,
Too bad
too.
the two directions of the control stick are blocked, but who needs those anyway? The main thing is that the crosshairs are right on the tracks. And then, I'm gone. Ha! This will be a walk in the park.
Minigames, minigames, minigames! Curse or blessing? A frequently asked question. I myself am a big fan of minigames, especially if they are like this, easy access, very simple looking at first glance, like not a challenge at all, but in fact they're quite a nut to crack. Yet still, minigames like this won't take that long to complete despite all complexity. But there's also something I'd like to call minigame drama, and when that kicks in, that is, if you find this minigame drama in a minigame, then the minigame can be considered a success as far as I'm concerned. And that's true for this one. You move the cursor like a knight in chess, and you think, can't be that hard to get to the rails up there. But when we look at the lever, we see both directions leading to the upper left are blocked. So you have to realize that, wow, that's not so easy after all. Now you can try, of course, to sneak your way around the problem, but again, damn, we end up on the same field every time. So there must be some kind of trick. Now we can develop a strategy or just try things. Both approaches will solve the problem sooner or later, of course. So there's a choice between strategy,
the knuckles, getting
one hand,
ready
and
for
trying
a
to error on the
blast.
other, even without understanding the game's twist. And that makes this game a nice representative for the genre. But there's a third component. This one doesn't tap too much into that, yet this minigame also tells something. And telling is dramaturgically relevant, basically. So what's been told is, of course, about Rufus, as he's the one being introduced. You learn a bit about how he ticks, you get a slight understanding how he structures his plans. In this case, he just screwed that blade right on there without even thinking about later negative consequences. And that's how it's dramaturgically relevant, and the punchline is only the icing on the cake. It also gives us an idea of Rufus' direction. Okay, Rufus doesn't want to get to Elysium, but rather get tossed on those monorail tracks before. So now we have a direction. You see where he wants to go. He has a clear goal indication by the two crosshairs. Considering this, it tells quite a lot. And there I was almost claiming this minigame didn't have that much to tell after all. Especially not as much as other things have to tell. And I really like minigames that tell a lot on the meta layer, but more on that later on. I really look forward to that. For now, have fun playing the minigame.
Minigame! Well, let's try this then. Yaha! 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 Let's see here. Nope, does nothing. So it only works then. Aha! Oh, right. Was that Brannigan technique? I sent wave after wave of my own men. I'll get it eventually. Don't worry. It's gonna take no time at all. Yes, no time at all. But no, that's still working. Maybe. Yes, no. Got it. Boom!
I did it! Now, I'll just light the fuse and...
Oh,
boom!
That was the reset button. I thought that was the fire
Well,
button.
that should be it. Stand by, Wenzel.
Yeah. Hello, Tony.
Hello, Rufus.
Tony, why are you sneaking around like that?
This is still my house, remember? Well, it's not as obvious now since someone stole my mailbox. Oh, that reminds me. I'm supposed to give you this letter.
A letter?
Rufus, it's almost time.
Yes, I know. Sorry, Tony, but it's over. Once the fuse is lit, I'll be gone for good.
If only that was true.
Well, now time to have our witty banter, our duel of wits, our, witless wonder?
I bet now you're sorry about some of the things you said.
That's right. Starting with, you can stay with me.
Ooh, deep. Ooh, rebuttal.
This is the final goodbye.
It's too early to jump for joy, I fear.
There's nothing you could say to prevent me from going.
What a stroke of luck. That means I can't say anything wrong.
You heartless bitch.
No, it's too late. You can beg all you want, but I won't take you along with me.
Can I have that in writing?
Yeah.
Why are you here? Are you still hoping for a miracle?
It would be a miracle if you finally disappeared for real. But in case it doesn't work out again, I'll at least have the satisfaction of seeing you injure yourself.
Uh-huh.
I'm leaving. For good.
I gave up hope of that a long time ago.
Yeah, well.
Do I see kids out there? No. We can wait for that. Trusty Wenzel. I wonder how he's gonna cope without me. I should send him a postcard. Hey, Wenzel. Still stuck in... Yeah, something...
Yeah. Same thing as last time. Alright.
I just need to prepare my escape pod for launch, adjust the harpoon, then the rockets will shoot a powerful the escape pod. Once the magnet is
entire
at,
plan,
then
in
the
detail.
cruiser will bring... This time, nothing can go wrong. I better not touch this again. It's all set up and...
Alright. Well. Time to light this bitch.
Now is when it counts. Hullabaloo.
Alright. Fantastic.
Well, maybe I should read the letter. Dear Mr. Bridger, we are happy to inform you, blah, blah, blah. Get to the point, will ya? Unfortunately, the delivery of your screws will be delayed for... Please find enclosed a voucher for a pack of rivets. We apologize for any inconvenience this might have caused. Sincerely yours. Just a second. Screws?
Whoops! Funky beats. Our hero, everyone. So heroic.
Hey, that went, well. We are on board of the Organon Cruiser, one of the most important of Rufus' steps towards Elysium, and what makes this room especially important is, of course, the introduction of our female protagonist. And what a coincidence, she's right next to me here in the studio, and that's Goal. Hello, Goal!
Hello, Pokey.
Maybe you could just tell us straight from the heart what it was like when you first met Rufus, and also how you cope with the dicey situation right now.
I was told there was a script.
Oh, you... oh, okay, you thought we'd write dialogue and that this whole thing would be in any way organized. Well, we thought it would be a better approach if we just... That's the script.
Right. Really well done.
Well, okay, crap. John, just to get this straight, didn't you say I don't need to write a script? That's what you said, didn't you?
No, Pokey. I said you need to write a script.
Only he didn't. He said I won't cross my heart. I clearly remember him saying...
Another stroke of
yeah, whatever. It's way too exciting right now to listen to our
Hang in there,
elaborated
Rufus.
developer's commentary anyway, and I can totally understand if you want to continue playing now.
Okay, well.
Woo.
Skill. Watch out. Wait. Very nice.
Whew, what a maneuver. Hey, my suitcase is here too. It must have got entangled in the chain.
Huzzah.
Just like I planned.
Beautiful.
The
Alright.
suitcase is stuck in the jump chute. Just like I planned.
Well, time to get my provisions. And socks. And toothbrush? Nope, toothbrush is still here.
There's a flood of trash behind it. Reminds me of my ex-home. Ugh, I'm getting dirt between my teeth already. Ugh, I better leave it closed for now.
Alright.
A well-oiled gearbox.
Well, I can probably use something with that.
A wire grating. There's a shaft leading upward behind it. Ouch! The wire's cutting into my flesh. I need, well, something like, has anyone here got a bolt cutter?
Rufus, you intolerable, incorrigible bastard. Alright. Well, let's see, what we can do with a pair of socks!
It already has plenty of oil stains.
There.
Not a chance. I bust my butt to get this stuff out of the sofa cracks. I haven't worked that hard for food in years.
So much well. He is a cunning... Huh. Yeah.
I'll never be able to open it with...
So, maybe I can... well, no, that ain't gonna work.
Hey! Aggressive little bugger. Yeah, as long as it's active, I'll never be able to grab it. Not a chance. I'd need fingers like Wenzel's to reach into those cracks.
So maybe, just maybe... Ah! Ha-ha! Fair enough. Alright, now let's try this. Yeah, that'll do it. Gasp!
This is unbelievable. This is just impossible. I think I'm getting dizzy.
Are you suffering from vertigo, Miss Gold? You should have stayed in your cabin. It was foolish of you to go against my orders.
What's going on here, Bailiff? Did you know about all this? Just a minute. All of you knew about this, right? The whole Organon is involved in this? Did you really think you could just keep it a secret? Wait until Cletus hears about this.
But you won't be telling him anything about it. You will be a good girl and wait here until the Prime Controller arrives.
And then? What then? I'm an Elysian, not one of his office clerks. How does he plan to assure my silence?
Just you wait, Ms. Gold. I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Holy smoke! A real orbit pixie! I bet she'll be pretty thankful once I've rescued her from the clutches of the Dark Exchequer. Let's go! Rufus to the rescue!
Yes, let's totally Star Wars this bitch. Well, into the hatch we go. Okay, okay, so, let's get this green lever for the...
Take that!
No, don't! Ah!
What's that?
Oh, what? Whoops! Oopsie! Oops! Oops! Oh, jeez.
Oops, guess that was the wrong lever.
You damned fool! How dare you mess with the plans of the Organon? Men, throw him overboard!
Well...
You need to catch me first, but I'm much too fast for you, see?
Yes.
First I'm here, and now I'm gone. Here, gone.
Jeez. And thus, everyone died. Oh, no. It's okay. He just landed on some cacti.
I was so close, but no, the minute I see a beautiful damsel in distress, wham! Well, I guess that's just who I am. I'm simply a die-hard do-gooder.
Well, that was an even hour. So, we're trying to take a little break here. Now that we've rescued Miss Goal, apparently? She is our goal. That, sound a little, objectifying? But no, her name actually is Goal? Oh well, she's a strong, independent character. I'm sure of it. Not some kind of princess waiting to be rescued. I don't know. Well, we'll see more about this next time.